With the biggest gaming expo in Africa, Rage, being forced online recently, I thought I would look at something they are heavily incorporating into their programming, that being online South African creators, specifically Twitch. Rage has always been pretty friendly to press, welcoming all types of coverage. That's how I got there. And when I was there, admittedly a few years ago, there was only really one bloke wearing Twitch apparel and there was no official Twitch representatives. And it is still kind of crazy Twitch doesn't have any official connection to the entire content, but oh well. However, within these last couple of years, there's been a huge spike in Twitch streamers across South Africa, thanks to our country's continued expansion and improvement of the infrastructure required. Also, I imagine people who grew up gaming, grew up with online creators, or even just grew up with TV presenters having shows and segments dedicated to gaming on their TVs back in the day, are now reaching the ages where they can go and do it for themselves. The result is a bunch of talented and entertaining streamers all across the viewer number spectrum. Regardless, this is always an entertaining time hopping into one of their streams, and although they cater their content towards a general audience, it is nice to see it through a familiar South African lens and throw in a couple of South African words or anecdotes. It makes it feel more homely, and honestly it feels really good to watch homegrown entertainment. That being said, let's look at 10 amongst a wide range of creators and give a brief summary of what their stream looks like, at least from my perspective. It's just gonna be 10 for now because of human psychology and such, and because we could be here all day if I had to list everyone. Alright, let's go.
Get wrecked!
Oh my days! You don't have a stand up.
Grant Hydes is someone that if you grew up gaming in South Africa and more importantly grew up watching everything about gaming on South African TV, you definitely know. He is, at least for me, the OG premier face of gaming in South Africa along with Pepper Shabalala. How would I describe his streams? Well, TV levels of quality and production. Because this is a crazy setup. He certainly uses all his experience to great effect in crafting a top quality experience. Lighting, overlays, camera angles, green screen, effects, and the works are tuned up to a high level of quality. Hardly anything seems scuffed, and it seems he's ready for absolutely anything that might come his way during the stream. Naturally, with his position in the traditional media world, he has managed to grab a bunch of mainstream company sponsorships and is a verified partner of Twitch. He mostly plays multiplayer games with some friends and members of the community as he interacts with chats. It's kind of surreal to be able to talk with the guy whose job you wanted to have when you were a kid. He's essentially the person you call when you want a reputable status to anything South African gaming related.
There we go, that's it. Yeah, that was that bottom down.
That was amazing! That was absolutely insane!
Hendon is the person I think of when I think of up-and-coming local streamers and what the future of South African streams looks like, how South African streamers will mold themselves. His streams are entertaining, which I feel like should go for everyone. I'm about to mention. He is consistent with his content, but he is not afraid to try new things and adapt to situations that might arise. Brands and organizations have certainly taken notice, and it is accepted by me at this point that some days his title will just include insane things like testing the new BMW today, or have Red Bull South Africa in his chat telling him to check the deliveries to pick up a case of goodies they just sent him. That's crazy. Regardless of all that, he always makes time for everyone watching, and before you know it, you will have been watching and chatting for him to about an hour without even noticing. He's definitely the rising star in South African Twitch, at least in terms of mainstream brand recognition, and he 100% deserves it.
What? There's no ways! There's no ways! There's actually no ways!
A local streamer that is majorly on the rise, playing the same game as Hendon mostly, is the Lemons. The one word I can describe the Lemons with more than anything else is determined. The South African who grinds the most on this side is definitely him, and he hustles to try and make this his full-time job and climb the global and not just the local ranks of the Twitch ladder. This means you'll sometimes catch him live at 1 AM if you're like me and also awake at that time. And despite his hustling attitude, the vibes he gives off is that of jamming some video games and vibing to music at 1 in the morning. Philosophical discussions, plenty of jokes, inspiration, and talks of how to make it, not just as individuals on Twitch, but as the South African community and onto the global stage is what you can expect tuning in. He certainly has proven himself to be a talented force, but his future remains up in the air somewhat, unfortunately. But we can all hope that the Lemon Show doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. If you've ever wondered who's the most industrious Twitch streamer in South Africa, may I turn your attention to Jackie. He's one of the nicest guys on Twitch, has a chilled, laid-back vibe, and some serious technical expertise. Along with this, he's very supportive of all types of local streamers, always hanging around in others' chats, and even has made music completely royalty-free, specifically for streams. And at no price at all. His stream carries the most unique vibe you're likely to come across locally, as he plays a variety of games with his unique accent. Listen, I'm from the same general area, and I've also been told I have a different accent, so I can say it as well, okay? He is very active across multiple platforms, and it's all up to his quality standards. So if you ever want to catch up, you have a variety of options.
I am vengeance. I am Batman.
Closure is a local streamer where I feel the best vibe. Chill music, good atmosphere, and a wise bold man just being a generally great oak to talk to. His stream aesthetics follows the most stereotypical Twitch setup, well, at least my stereotype, yet he is way more interactive and entertaining than I would usually expect. And honestly, that combination has stolen hours of my time just watching the stream. He mostly streams WoW and pulls some decent numbers for most streams. He has some excellent scenes, alerts and overlays, honestly the best locally, and gives his community the most opportunities to interact with him in the stream, all within limits of course, boundaries that are constantly tested. Despite that, the community is filled with good and wholesome jokesters that will always guarantee a good time and a good laugh. Overall, if you want a chill vibe, good conversations, and a fun distraction throughout, while basking in the very popular, comforting, chill, and lo-fi vibes aesthetic with a very entertaining, wholesome, and joking character, this is the stream for you.
It's on the staircase, dude!
If you read gaming reviews in South Africa from local outlets, you may have come across the writings of Candace King. And if you enjoyed that, then ooh boy, do I have the stream for you. Endlessly entertaining, sweet then spicy, and super good at an American accent, Candy streams is one you won't regret dropping in on, and maybe even staying in all the way. Candy is enveloped in games, as you would expect from a gaming journalist, and also fun fact, is my age. So if you were born in the late 90s and grew up in gaming in South Africa, this stream is basically our representation online. Love for good games, lack of food, metal, and K-pop, along with a very wholesome and or entertaining interactions define most of Candy's stream. Just chatting and a variety of games are served on stream. There is an affinity for the Souls and Souls type games and the newer Assassin's Creed, but ultimately a variety of games of all types will be present on her stream. Whichever game it is played in an entertaining manner with Candy's cracking jokes for accompaniment. I can tell you, Candy most closely represents for me how us late 90s gaming kiddos play and view games, and she does it in the most perfect way, entertainingly chill on Twitch.
Why do I hear people screaming? What's that?
The final four on this list are all great creators I've popped in a few times and had a great time, but haven't necessarily spent enough time to really break it down. However, this doesn't mean they aren't delightful enough to mention here. All the streams of Nicholas I have managed to catch, he has been having an absolute time with his friend. Great chemistry and wit is the name of the game then, and the overall excellent vibe presented is absolutely delightful. I mostly see Nicholas on Twitter being a feisty representative for us in the LGBTQ+ local community, and quite good at catching funny moments from the stream. All around, just a delightful time and a positive sign for what is to come for local streamers. A very talented artist with an adorable aesthetic and art style, Comfy Vinx is a streamer recommended if you seriously want to stay comfy. She has produced many emote sets for local streamers which are the most adorable on all of Twitch. Seriously talented, watching her art streams will inspire you all the while you are wrapped up in your blanket just like the emotes. As I can see, you can expect a variety of games on the stream, with Final Fantasy being a feature. What you definitely can expect is a soft, comfy and chill vibe all around, and feel a little insecurity when you see her talent with the arts. The Wolfman is a subdued, superb dude. Variety of games, reactions to K-pop, and some hilarious antics are present on stream, and all with a comforting aura. His working graphics before shine through with his overlays and such as he emulates you into the theme of his graphics. They are that good. He is just a big old huggable nerd that will never fail to keep you subduedly entertained. EveTech is the most popular PC building site in South Africa, and Dangerous Dave is their media man. Now, he's not the only one, but he is the most octane, but for real, he is a genuinely sweet guy that is very outspoken and keeps his 80s action hero theme for his stream going throughout, as the lines generally blur between his performance for his stream and his personality. Always a good time when you hop onto a stream. You may notice that the chat is more than a little empty than the others on the list. You'll quickly realize this is because he multi-streams to Facebook as well, where most of his audience is. Just wanted to shine a light on Dave, excellent streams by the way, and that he reaches beyond Twitch to show that locals starting out or looking for established locals can be found everywhere. Different platforms, different countries, and different formats are all available for and occupied by really talented South Africans. With that, you can definitely find locals overseas. Teresa Jard, who I happen to have met back here, is another extremely talented streamer from South Africa, now operating over in Canada, building a beautiful community over there. Twitch has a way better algorithm than YouTube at recommending local channels once you seeked out and interacted with a few of them on Twitch. Luckily, you have a pretty good list now. Obviously, you don't have to use this list. I mean, just look around at all the creators featured at Rage this year. But as long as you interact with them, Twitch should be good at recommending you more local streamers. Twitter is also really good as a way to discover more big local streamers, as they will often interact with each other and other smaller local streamers, and you can get a feel for their personality right there. Also, all the streamers I mentioned have a high level of stream quality in terms of their assets, overlays and such, but being restricted in this sense doesn't diminish necessarily the entertainment value of a stream. CyberActors15 streamed Persona straight off his PS4 when I found him, and it was great. He has since grown in followers and equipment, but it was no less entertaining then. Don't let anyone's lack of stream elements dissuade you from watching them or dissuade you from trying it out yourself. Well, I hope you have some knowledge on people to help you navigate Twitch from a South African community perspective. It is truly heartwarming to experience this new dynamic medium from a local perspective with local people, as well as having a good time with some sense of shared familiarity as we wander onto the international stage together. Hopefully, it will continue to grow and truly fit onto the world stage.